Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Today is lesson 12. Over the last few weeks we've been learning to use arrays to help solve multiplication problems. Today we're going to use our existing knowledge of arrays and we're going to put it alongside a new, more formal method. We're going to do them both together because it helps support not only those children who are less confident with their multiplication, but also those who have a good understanding of multiplication, but I just want to be sure that they understand all the steps for using the formal written method. Before we move on to that, I just want us to recap how our existing knowledge of multiplication, so that's 1 to the 12 times tables, can help us solve larger multiple of 10 number problems. And remember, when you're solving these, if you aren't so confident, you can use your multiplication squares, which you'll find attached at the bottom of the page, on the class page, and you can use these to help you solve the problems. So if I give you a number problem such as 3 times 3, what would that answer be, and how would that help you solve 3 times 30? If I had a problem such as 4 times 8, how would that help you solve a problem such as 4 times 80? Also, if I had a problem such as 9 times 2, how would that problem help you solve a problem such as 9 times 20? Hopefully when you solve these, whether you're using your multiplication square or your existing knowledge, you discover that 3 times 3 was 9, and you use that knowledge, and you thought, well, this I know is 10 times larger because it's a multiple of 10, so 3 times 30 won't just be 9, it'll be 90. 4 times 8, when you work that out, you should have come up with 32, and therefore 4 times 80 is 320. 9 times 2 is 18, and using your existing knowledge of multiplication and multiples of 10, 9 times 20, which will be 10 times larger, will be 180. In the last few lessons, if we were solving a problem such as 3 times 13, we would have used our multiplication arrays. We would have begun by partitioning the two-digit number into, in this case, 10 and 3. Once we've done that, we would have drawn our array. And completed the array times 3. Don't forget to label tens and ones. And then we would have drawn our counters in. So 3 times 10, each counter's value is 10. 3 times 3, we would have had our 3 rows and our 3 columns, and the value of each counter would have been 1. And then we would have solved the problem. Starting with the ones, we would have counted them up, 3, 6, 9. Add. Now into the tens column. Remember, the value of each of these is 10. We're in the tens column. 10, 20, 30. Once we had that answer, we would have recombined to find the final answer. 30 plus 9 is 39. We're now going to use what's called the multiplication grid method to solve the same problem, except this time we won't be drawing an array. So if I was to write the same number sentence, 3 times 13, tens and ones, and I still partition it the same as before, that doesn't change. I now draw out my grid once again, the same as before. And I have my tens and my ones, and I complete the grid, 3 multiplied by 10 and 3 multiplied by 3. Now this time I'm going to use my existing knowledge to help me solve this. So I may or may not know what 3 times 10 is. This is a multiple of 10. But if I know that 3 times 1 is 3, I will know hopefully that because this is a multiple of 10, that 3 times 10 is 30. And then come over to the ones. 3 times 3 is 9. You'll notice here we have the same answers as we had before, except we'd used the array. We now solve this problem by rewriting the number sentence. 30 plus 9, just as we did above, and we solve by recombining 39. You can write the answer here. Remember, if you are unsure about any of these steps, you can always refer back to your multiplication square to help you. So for example, if you weren't confident with your 3 times tables, and it was 3 times 3, you would find 3 times 3, and you would meet in the middle, and here is the answer 9, and it would help you complete your grid. For today's lessons, I've set you a series of number problems. For those number problems, I would like you, when answering, to first of all complete your array, and this is for everyone. Even if you are very, very confident with your multiplication, I would like to see you complete your array. And then underneath, I would like you to see you write out the grid method as well. Eventually, you'll be able to move on to just doing the grid method, but for the moment, I'd like you to do both together. Best of luck today. See you later. Bye-bye.